Yo. Boo, what's up? How you doing? I'm just getting the post ready for the server. I'm good, man. Had the day off today. It was nice. Had lunch with some friends. Just been doing stuff around the apartment. Just chilling. Yeah, it's nice. I should switch to the other camera, huh? Jamie, what's up? Oh, oh, yo. Where the heck is the thing I wanted to post? How you guys doing? Steen, what's up, dude? What's up? What is good? There it is. I was looking for the text on what I'm covering tonight for the stream for audit. More audit progress and learnings going to share these points. How's your guys' week been? Is anyone in chat like celebrating a type of midsummer or like a celebration? Just curious, because like it's a thing here, right? But I think that's mainly a Scandinavian thing. Not there? So it's a normal day tomorrow. I have tomorrow off as well. It's like a celebration. We're gonna barbecue and all that jazz. It's gonna be cool. I just need to select this thumbnail. I'm a little slow for some reason. It's all good. Does that work? Okay, yeah. Cool. Okay, and then I need the YouTube link. Okay, I think it's good. And boom. There we go. Okay, cool. Oh, I can focus now. Lily, what's up? Good to see you. Good to see you. Martin, what's up, dude? Yo. Yo. Oh, that was the other thing I was gonna grab. Okay, I have one more thing to grab. So I'm trying to use PureRef a little bit more. It's a very handy tool. And with all the updates that they've done to it, it's just, yeah, it's really good. But you can drag things from Discord really easily to it, which has been nice. Oh, that doesn't do what I want it to do. Okay, hang on here. Hang on, screenshotting. Just make it easier that way. Nice. Okay. Okay. My God. We can get started. Video integration into PureRef would go crazy. Dude, that would be pretty wild. You can do GIFs, right? You can do GIFs into PureRef. I need Spotify. All right. All right. I don't think I'm going to need Affinity today. I'm going to close that. Cool. Finally. Finally. Okay. I am in the Git project. And I don't have captions. Okay, maybe I have captions now. Nice. Let's do this. So, yes, I think I posted it in Discord as well in the I'm like, but where? So, there's a list of stuff I wanted to go through today. And I'm just gonna screenshot it and just throw it in here. And we can look at it in PureRef. Okay. And I can put this, where can I put this? I can put it down here. Yeah. Nice. Okay. And I think, is this always on top? Yes, it is. Cool. Cool. Okay. So some stuff that we've been kind of digging into. Martin noticed, so Martin's jumped on, Martin DeGraff has jumped on as looking at materials and has also highlighted some ways to improve our production. So I'll go through that stuff as well and just highlight some other things. But one of the things he noticed was a lot of our textures are TGA and PNG. And it was like, okay, should we be using one or the other? Or like, is it okay to be like that? Can we have both? Is that a problem? What are the upsides and the downsides to TGA and PNG as far as like two different texture formats, right? And how does Unreal deal with that? And it kind of made me wonder of an issue I've noticed on our project and if it's related to that. So I'm going to scroll out here and go down and locate this. Nice. Oh man, I can't, hang on here. If I scale this, it just opens it up more. Cool. So I talked with Chris Radsby, and he's quite a technical guy. Martin's like, I knew you were going to talk to that guy. And Chris and I were just talking about the differences between Targas and PNGs. So PNGs are compressed textures, right? So they're mostly lossless. There's more information in them, but they're also lower in memory. So like for example, like Megascans, if you ever download any Megascans assets, you'll notice that all of their textures are in PNG format. And that's just because the memory footprint of the textures is just going to be a lower footprint. So disk size wise, they'll be smaller. This is really good, especially if you're dealing with like source control or everything being on a Perforce like server or similar. But yeah, so some of the issues is, for example, Unreal doesn't really or can have issues with the transparency in PNGs. So if you notice any issues with alpha or anything like that on a PNG texture, whether it's in this project or in your own personal projects, try switching it to Targa just to see if that's the issue. The other thing is, because the PNG is compressed, Unreal has to uncompress it and then compress it with a Unreal format, like Unreal compression, right? So like, let me see if I can do this here. If we go to like Materials. Let me see if we got any textures in here. So if we open up any of our textures and we look at the compression settings, there's all these different compression types, right? So when a PNG comes into the project, it has to be uncompressed, and then Unreal then does the compression setting that is set to that texture, which is dependent on, like, it's auto-picked based on the naming convention of the texture with some like built-in naming conventions. So like _n being a normal map, for example. But in other cases, you can override and switch to whatever compression types you would like. So the thing that I'm noticing in our project is sometimes we have textures that haven't loaded, but when we go in game and they come in black or blank. And I'm wondering if those are PNGs. And because you've loaded the project up and you haven't opened the texture, it didn't have to uncompress it and then recompress with the Unreal format. Or there's something going on there. It doesn't sound right to me because I'm pretty sure the texture's already been compressed with Unreal in their own compression, but I mean, maybe that's what it is. So if you're noticing any of that stuff, maybe we can check if it's a PNG texture. With Targas, they're uncompressed, so they load very quickly. And unlike PNGs, I didn't really note it here, but a PNG, the alpha channel is kind of built into a PNG, so it's a little bit stranger to interact with. Whereas the alpha channel in TGA, a target texture, or a texture that is Targa format, is the alpha channel is an individual channel, right? So you have your RGB and then your alpha. It's the most commonly used format when it comes to game dev. Just generally, game dev works with Targa. One of the main reasons being for this alpha channel separation. TGAs also have, is that unique to TGA? I didn't know that. Have extra info in the green channel. I did not know that was unique to Targas. I thought it was a green channel thing just because of the color, the type of color reproduction. Citation needed. Yeah, so PNGs also have an alpha channel, but the way that the alpha channel is handled is a little differently. But yeah, with all of this being said, the end results, like you're saying in chat, Jolin, is they do get compressed by Unreal's compression. So it doesn't actually matter what the difference is between the two. Yeah, so just so I figured it would be like, because I dug into this with Chris and then looked up some other info. This one, dude, I'd love to know if this is legit or not. If you can look that up, Jamie, that'd be cool. Because I'd love to know. It's one of those little tiny nuances we don't really like pay attention to, but it's good to know. But yeah, so the end result is they all get compressed anyways by Unreal, and they get turned into an Unreal file type anyways. Cheese Whiz, what's up? So this is quite interesting. I thought this was kind of cool, so I just wanted to cover it all and look into that. The other thing I wanted to say is in this project right now, we are doing, well, I say right now, we have decided on a 1024 per meter. So it's 1024 pixels per meter for our texel density. So if you have like, how do I do this here? If you have a wall, let's say this, oh wow, it's really dark over there. We'll go over here. If you have a wall that's 1024 by 1024, or a meter long. So that looks like, I'm gonna guess that this wall piece, let's pretend that this is like 8 meters long, right? From this line to this line. If you cut that in half, that's now 4, so 4 by 4. If this texture on here was a 1024, and you've UV'd it uniquely to that, let me think about how I'm saying this. If you've UV'd the texture with that textile density and it's 4 meters by 4 meters, your 1024 will tile 4 times horizontally and vertically. So you could just UV this and then tile the texture 4 times in the shader, and that's similar to the same textile density. But what this means is, like, if you have a texture that's 2K, that texture would essentially cover, how do I word this? Because now I'm mathing in really hard. 2K textures are 2 meters, right? 2 meters by 2 meters. Let me just do this. I'm going to like confuse myself as I'm talking about this. So the thing is even if the texture is a 2K, it needs to fit inside it still needs to work with the 1024 pixels per meter. So if this texture was 2048, we would move the UVs or scale the UVs so that the 2048 tiles the correct distance for the length of the physical length of the wall piece. Man, I'm going to stop talking because I'm going to flip something upside down while I say it. But yeah, so our textile density is 1024 pixels per meter. And our project, let's say our project source files, we're going to stick with 2048 as the maximum resolution, because I think there isn't really a good reason other than to eat up memory for your textures to be 4K, for example, in the project. So we'll just say the source files are at 2048 and leave it there. That way we don't have to try and figure that out and run into problems later. But yeah, so, man, that was a mouthful. Ooh, what do we got going on about PNGs? I'm reading chat right now. So, Frank, if a wall is 2 meters long and you have a 1024 texture, you just have to scale your UVs so that the 1024 texture would tile across it twice. And that keeps it in the textile density. Does that make sense? So if your UVs scale outside the UV space, you're starting to tile more than just uniquely, right? Let's bring this down here. So for a 4 meter wall, you'd have to make your UV shells bigger. Yes. You could make the UV shells the same and then just tile the material 4 times, but that's much harder to track. So it's probably better to just do it in the UVs consistently, right? You just want to make sure all of the UVs generally around your assets are kind of lining up in that way. Because then anything that gets changed inside of the project will automatically be corrected to the assets evenly. Not that like you can start scaling stuff like crazy and whatnot. But yeah. What was the next thing I wanted to talk about? Yes. Okay. There's a new strike team. So previously I mentioned on the stream that I wanted to get this project done in 3 months. And I forgot that the size of our team, if you tile it twice, yes, Frank. So with the size of our team and the fact that everyone has their free time, or they're doing this in their free time, but even more importantly, the thing I forgot was that summer vacation is a real thing for a lot of people. So what I decided to do is build a strike team that can focus on helping us finish each location. So instead of like trying to hammer it with all of us constant, we're just going to like dig in and start focusing on very specific things to nail down. Now, the strike team, here I can do this. It's probably a little easier to see. So this is what's in the Strike Team's chat. So it's like, welcome to the Strike Team Alpha. You have been selected to help us push this project to the finish line. The plan is we will target each location and push to visual completion. So this is with the caveat that there's also the topic of gameplay, right? That's something that we will definitely be having to look at this whole time as well. This strike team will operate in 2-week sprints. So next Monday is the beginning of the first 2-week sprint. Dude, strike teams are super fun, and expect to be poked if you're active in the project to help us. So 2-week sprints. The first sprint starts next Monday. So each week we'll have a call Monday evening. We will record it and we'll share it with everyone. That way you can kind of see how we're tackling closing up that specific area, right? So we'll look through the beat, which in this case, let's say the garage, right? We'll look through the garage. We'll assess what needs to be done from a macro to a micro level. So we'll like, okay, is all the infrastructure stuff done? And then from there, scale down to, is all of the medium stuff done? Is there things that are missing there? And then the smaller stuff, detail propping, decals. And then it gets, I guess the smallest is like decals and VFX and making sure all of that is good to go. This does only tackle the visual standpoint of things. We definitely need to be looking at gameplay and the audio side as well. But this should help us with the momentum on that. And then we can also be poking and helping the gameplay and audio with the tasks that they may have. So after we've assessed gameplay needs, we can build out and assign ownership on the topics for that location. And at the end here, I said you can reach out to request help on certain things you might want help with outside of this group. For example, if you need a decal, ask if anyone wants to help in the production chat. Like, hey, I need this type of decal. So it's a very clear, I know what I need. This is what it looks like. Can someone help me? And then someone helps them make that. And it gets that machine moving, right? So next Monday is the first meeting. And then we will have a meeting the Monday after that to just check in to see where we're at. And at the end of that second week, we'll jump to the third week, come up with the next plan, see if we're done with the space, and we can move to the next space. So the team currently, so I have area artist owner because we're going to be looking at the garage first. So I am including the artist that was working on the space purely by ownership. Simon, what's up? And then the strike team, I went in and picked some people that checked with them and see if they would be interested in that. I did not check with DEF CON because DEF CON is the gameplay guy. So DEF CON and Adam are kind of a given as long as they feel like they have the time. Giacomo, I've contacted Martin, of course, because Martin's helping with organization of all this stuff, as well as looking at materials. Max B expressed interest, and then Ben M will help us with migrations between Git and Plastic. Can anyone join this group? No. And where we're at right now, I would say it's probably quite difficult to join unless you have a decent amount of game dev experience already, just because we need to keep the ball rolling. And the last person is Chris. Chris has jumped on this mainly because Chris is looking at our lighting. So, yeah, that's the strike team and kind of the goal. When we move to the next location, we'll check the area artist in the next space and see how they feel about this, if they want to jump in. They don't necessarily have to be part of this, but I want to make sure that they feel like their area, they own it, right? And then the strike team is there to support and help them finish it out. But yeah, so that's the plan with strike teams, or this strike team alpha. Yeah, I think it'll work, or it'll be a good step in the right direction, just because it gives us 2-week goals instead of a big picture goal. And we can target very specific things. So we'll come up with a plan on what we target on Monday, and then post that recording in chat so you guys can check it out and see how we're processing that stuff. All right, visual updates in GitHub, and then art from you guys. So I'll just, let's do that. I'll just do this, bring this down here, and then we'll fly around in here. So I'm just gonna go down. I don't know why I'm doing it this way. So some decals were made by Jamie, and I just went in and got them placed in here. So the access point, I've gone ahead and added all of the I see Joel, and I see you messaging me. In the access point, I've gone in and added all the logic for like decals on the ground, just to kind of give you a sense of function in the space and directionality. And you can see this disc in the middle here is supposed to rotate. So this is pretty nice for like implying which way you can move, and then which way is a option and whatnot. But these decals are pretty rad. I don't know if, let me see if I can go in here. So we got access point, unlock, set dressing. I don't know if it's exposed here directly or if I have to go into the shader to do it. You've made some controls. So you're not using the layered materials, but you've got some like decal fade controls. Oh, I don't think I have the texture for it, do I? Use damage. Oh, there we go. Okay. So now they'll damage. Damage, visibility. Yeah, there we go. Contrast. Oh, so we can invert it too if we go negative. So we need decal fade. We need to turn that off. And then I guess that's just how we do it. And the other nice thing is we can switch the colors on these if we need to. What I actually suggest doing now that I'm looking at this, Jamie, because I hadn't tried to use this yet, is I think it could be really useful if the color and then these controls were exposed through the, the data, I always forget what it's called, custom primitive data, which, let me move my camera here. Making materials like this is your favorite thing. So Jamie, these are pretty nice, man. Yeah, if we can add custom primitive data, we don't have to change the properties in the material instance. We can do it on a per asset basis. So that'd be pretty handy. We could expose the color, and then we could expose like any of the other attributes. Maybe we don't need the roughness. It's probably just the damage and the color. Like visibility of damage and then the color of it. But yeah, because you can see now it's damaging all of them, and maybe I want some of them damaged and some of them not damaged. Oh yeah, you can see I'm stretching this decal here. Good stuff. Don't look at it. Don't look too closely. But yeah, I went in and just tried using the decals everywhere that I thought would make sense, and tried to build like a logic behind that. The other thing I did is I went in and, Joel, and you'll probably like to see this. I went in and brought these down the hall where they made sense when we didn't have a concrete walls and it's more of the rock wall. And then also brought these up height-wise. I still need to adjust and fix some of these since there's some clipping going on, but got all of those set up. The floor pieces themselves still need to be worked on. As you can see, there's a seam right here. But whenever there was like a stretched UV or texture weirdness on these module pieces, I just went into Unreal and did like a UV project on them, because I expect we can go into the source file and update it anyways afterwards. It's mainly to just get rid of the stretching, just so that we have a little bit more of a polished visibility on like what the space looks like. The next thing I need to do is probably get the material on the floor for Sandwich. What's up, yo? Getting the material on the floor for based off of what Martin has built. Bro, sorry for asking here, but I couldn't find the event on the server anymore. Are the Discord critiques still happening? Yes, they are. I had to delete them because Discord started mapping the time zone differently. And so all of them were wrong. I think next Thursday is a Discord critique. Yeah, I think next Thursday is one. But I'll put it in there. And once things slow down over here, because there's a bunch of stuff, there's a bunch of moving parts going on right now. Once things slow down over here, I can get it added back to Discord properly. It's but yeah, really annoying. I don't know. It must be because of the time zone difference change and Discord not accounting for it. I don't know. But cool. Okay. I'm going to just scale this up and we're going to look at some stuff in here. So I just started dragging things in that I saw in the Discord. It'll bring me back down here and we can look at some of your guys' stuff. Right. So here's the decal set that Jamie had put together with the damage. This mask looks different from the one I have. It's interesting. This one's pretty cool, but I like the, I don't know, the one that's in here looks pretty good. I'm going to just like weirdly navigate to the side here. This one feels all right. But I can see this one feels like it's got the cracks, like the paint cracks and whatnot. But yeah, so that's cool. So we've got those decals from Jamie. I think the only feedback I had on them that can make them even more useful is just updating the primitive data on it so that we can do a per mesh modification without having to make more material instances. And then you're now looking at this, which is quite interesting. You can't really tell from this because it's not a video, but the edge of the box is pretty interesting. I don't know how it'll work in practice, but I really like the idea of it. It kind of makes it more mysterious. And I'll see if I can pull that forward in our chats here. Where is that at? It's VFX and lighting, right? Yeah, here we go. Okay. So you can see the edge is like being affected a little bit, which is pretty cool. It's quite interesting looking. I like it. Like it's a cool idea. Okay. Yeah, my response, whoa. Okay. Let's now look at Adam's sign. So Adam started updating the signage for inside of the access point, which is the hallway. And I'm liking the direction of these. Like there's a bit of a dirtiness to it. But it feels more like it feels manufactured. Like I know the previous one was more of like a block out to just get it in, right? Because we just need to be able to navigate. These arrows in the font are now kind of matching the look and feel. This does highlight the issue that we were having. Yeah, the roughness is cool. Looks pretty rad. And I think once the light is above it, it'll be pretty nice to look at. But yeah, the problem we were having was we have a warehouse 1, 2, and 3, and I often refer to warehouse 1 as catalog. And so it just now says catalog instead of warehouse 1 because it would be warehouse 1 and then warehouses, which gets a little weird. So we're just going to lean into catalog and warehouses. So you know if you're going to catalog, you go left, and then the rest of the warehouses are right. There is, I guess we don't want to show level 3 here because level 3 access is a hidden warehouse. I would just put it here just so that you can see, because like looking at the sign, you'll just see the progression. You'll go, oh, I need a level 1 and a level 2 and a level 3 access card at some point. So it kind of puts it in your mind immediately the moment you come in, right? I think that's a good way of doing that. So yeah, let's make this level 2 here and then level 3 here. And just, I like how we have the rest of these set up. It's just warehouses. Control room, office, catalog, warehouse. Cool. So that's the art that Adam's working on right now. Adam's been doing a ton of work on the clipboard, which is how we're going through all of our objectives and figuring out what we need to be looking at. Flow, I'll put flow here on blast. Flow is actually working with was it Giacomo? If I go over here, we go in here, we go down this. So if while we go down this, these walls in the material, Flow is looking at this material. And I suggested to Flow actually, which it was also noticed that this is offset. It's like not centered. So we need to center that, I think, with DEFCON because it's a gameplay element. But Flow is going to be looking at the macro elements of this space and then get some materials on everything. And I believe I've got Jack's stuff in here as well. Yeah. So Giacomo is decided to make he asked me about it, and I think it makes sense. We'll just make this solid. That way we don't have to think about how we build so Jack's working literally on the elevator piece itself. So this whole area is now going to be solid instead of trying to figure out how the inner workings of it are, because you're always on top of it, and once it's gone all the way down, this is submerged in the ground anyways, right? So if we look down here, once it's fully gone down, it'll be in the ground, so you won't even see that detail. So it's a way of cutting time a bit on the needs of the asset. You think you're gonna move the lights on the wall instead of the curved roof bit? Oh, that's good to know. Okay, let's align on that really fast just because you're saying it here. So right now the lights are on this curved side here. So you're going to put them here, I guess, or on the beams and then flip them vertical. Okay. Yeah, so they're going to be like either here, somewhere on the beam, and either every beam or every other beam or something like that. That feels pretty good. I think they're going to be good. But that's good to know. So Flow, just so you know. Okay. Next one is Martin is now looking at our materials, or some materials. So these materials here, he was trying a couple of different patterns. I really like this one and figured maybe we can use it for some metal plating if we need to place it anywhere. Place like metal plates to kind of break up the ground, or like make it look like there's a hatch somewhere. And then this one can be for the stairs. So this is for the steps that I was working on. So if we go down here, this material would be on the tops of these steps. So the steps will be made out of this metal that's like bent to, like machine bent to conform. The other materials that Martin has done is this the final one? No, I think this is the one without the displacement. But this is the corrugated roof metal, which my first gut instinct was that it goes up here, but maybe we'll use it in other places. It's a good material to be reusing quite a bit. And then the other one is this concrete, which is really nice for in here. So this is the concrete that I'm going to add on this floor. And Martin, you were saying you noticed a issue where, because it was a PNG, that it needed to be 8-bit. Was that correct? It was coming in at a different bit amount, and that was actually washing out the materials. Yeah, the concrete feels pretty good. It's got some nice like flake to it as well. Some like smaller, like lighter bits. But yeah, there's some nice variety in there. We could, when we get to building these floor pieces, we'll probably look at using like either mesh paint or masks to kind of break up the surface or add some discoloration. So like maybe the more traveled areas are lighter or are affected in the roughness or something like that, while the rest of it is just kind of, you know, the standard material. Let's see what else we got going on here. Darson. So Darson was trying to get this in for the project for this meeting or this stream, but he noticed something was wrong with the way it was baking. So we can at least look at the initial bakes and take a look at what these are looking like. I think it's only 3 pieces, which is like the standard like magic number for this type of stuff. But if we go in here, you can see these bigger pieces. If we go to structure, catalog, we'll unlock this. So it's these chunks. If I press Control B, we can see, yeah, so we got like 3 of them here. I'm not sure if he's using all 3 or not, but it looks like it. Yeah, it looks like it's all 3 of them. But yeah, so these are going to be pretty handy. So we can use these in a number of places. Actually, Flow, if you like, you can probably grab those and use them in these spots, so you don't have to solve like what this is, right? It'll add the consistency as well to the space, going from place to place. Let me see if I can lift. I'll just go there. I wonder how big this is. Oh yeah, it's huge. Nice. That thing's freaking massive. What's this? Yeah, this one's a little bit more manageable. Yeah, so you could probably play with these if you want to figure out how to get a setup that could work. Looks like it could work pretty nicely. And then we just need to be careful on scaling from the textile density standpoint. But I think this could do quite a bit, actually. Oh, which branch am I in? I'm in the set dressing branch, so that's probably why. You're in the team modular, right? Do you want us to look at it? Do you want me to check if it's there? Because I'm instead of working on stuff, I've actually been really liking just feedbacking and exploring all the stuff you guys have been doing. So it highlights it, gives me a moment to feedback and react on stuff as well. So let me do that. Let me try and go there and let's see what happens. Famous last words. Team modular. Maybe Jolin will see the weirdness as well. See this, Jolin? I have all these changes to commit, but if I wait long enough, they disappear. And I have no idea what that means. See, I need to commit 495 files. And then, bam, they're gone. No idea. I'm just like, I won't touch anything. There's nothing to commit. And I'm going to assume we're good. Kind of weird though, right? Kind of weird. Yeah, I'm just making sure I don't click commit when it says 400 plus changes. Just the changes I've made. But yeah, what the hell's that about? Kind of scary. No, it's all good. We've got versions. We can go back if we need to. Okay, I'm just waiting on Waiting on you, Unreal. Okay, let's see if it updated. Steen, you're seeing that as well. Interesting. Oh yeah, it does not look like I have it. At least I think I'm not having it. So I'm in the team modular. So one thing to remember, this I got caught up on this quite a bit with GitHub when I first started using it, was like, you know, you have your changes here, you're like, yeah, changes, and then you commit it, but then you also need to push it. And before you push, make sure you get everything. So it's good to the order in which to do things. You're like, okay, I'm going to submit stuff. I get the stuff. I tell it what I changed. You'll see your changes here, and then you submit, and then you push. So it's like a circle. Think about it like that. Jolin's probably really proud of me. I hope, anyways. But yeah. Bawling my eyes out here in happiness. Don't do that. It's bad for you. But yeah, okay. I'm going to go back to, well, I need to close this, switch this to set dressing. And then I can reopen the project once it switches. I'll probably see a huge list of stuff here. Let's see. Spinny spin. Spinny, spinny, spin. Do you guys have any questions? I'm just like spamming my words. Do you guys have any questions on anything? Okay, we're good here. Yeah. You're pretty sure source control's haunted? Source control does some pretty weird things. I still, to this day, don't know why the right click on folder to get latest in Perforce is right next to the button to mark everything for checking out. Because it just means you can check out the entire everything. Oh, you got high hopes on the lore source control thing that was announced? Yeah, dude, I have no idea. I looked at it. It's in GitHub, but I have no idea much about on that thing. Sounds interesting. The fact that it's open source is interesting. I guess it probably just means you need to be using like, I wonder how it would operate with GitHub if you wanted to connect those two, for example. Right. I also UV'd these just to get a material in here. That looks kind of cool. It's quite interesting looking now. Getting some visual feedback on the surface. Dude, there's something about the subtleties of roughness. Oh man. So good. So good. Okay, so I think I went through everything that I wanted to talk about. We've got the catalog rescoping. So Darson was wondering, I don't know, Darson, are you in here? Maybe you are, and I don't remember your username, your streaming username. But Darson wanted to wonder what was left on catalog, the catalog space. So we can look at that if you like. Let's go there. Okay, so we're gonna go in here. So when we initially come in, I'm assuming that all of these wall pieces are part of access point. So whoever is dealing, Jer Bear's live, let's go. Dude, what's up? Who is that? Who are you? I don't recognize that username. Oh, I wish I had a coffee right now. I'm dying. Jerbear, though. There's only a few people that call me Jerbear. Yes, so these wall pieces, I assume these are part of the 9 p.m. chill coffee. Yeah, it'd have to be decaf. But it's the taste, man. You know what I'm saying? The pillars out here are part of Access Point. So I believe when we work on Access Point, we will solve these. And it's once you come into the space that we're looking at the catalog, right? So we need to figure out what the materials of the walls are, like the logic of the space. There's some like rotational prop stuff. But for Darson's wondering how we manage the stuff that's left for Darson. So macro wise, the space is quite large. I think we don't actually need it to be this big. There's so many things that you'd have to rationalize in the space that we should just shrink it, right? Oh, really, Martin? Okay, maybe I can do that. I want. Are they migrated to the? I'll just search real quick. Concrete materials. Plain. Is it this one? Ah, you're watching. Okay, cool. Cool. We'll go and apply that material here in a second then. We are in the set dressing level, so I need to make sure that I go back over to the other one. Right. Okay, see, we got the UV stuff going on here too. This is the type of stuff I was like, oh, let's just like auto unwrap that for now. But the size of the space is huge. And that's fine for grandness, right? So if we come in, you get this cool reveal, you're like, whoa, this is crazy. This can still be pretty big and like grand, right? But it doesn't need to be this deep. Like there's a lot of like details that aren't very that aren't needed to sell what you're trying to do here. So for example, you come in, you get this grandness, but the puzzle, right now the puzzle is, let's see here. You probably can't even see them unless you're playing. There are 3 things to interact with here. So let's say there's a box here, there's a box over here, and then there's a box here. I'm just guessing. I think this one's wrong. You have to pick up those 3 boxes, and then the puzzle's done. Now, getting the puzzle to be interesting is moving the shelves in a way where you have to understand the signage and then move the shelf to gain access to that the object you need to interact with. I drew on the one back here, but technically we could get rid of this whole back row and have the puzzle just be in these sections, right? The other thing we could do is we could change so right now we're doing rows like this, right? We could set it up so that the rows are 1, 2, 3, and then maybe like 1, 2, 3. Maybe we have one, I don't know, in another formation, or these 3 instead are like 1, 2, 3, and then there's 1, 2, and then maybe 2 here. So there's like a logic to this. Looks crazy what I'm drawing right now, but I'm trying to show you how you could rearrange the shelving and then take the walls and bring the walls in. So first of all, like if you've got 3 shelves there, 2 here, 2 here, and 3 here, you can then bring the wall in like this, right? And I mean, even back here, you don't even need this stuff. We could bring all of that in. And then you have this nice gap here. You could put some of your rock formation pieces here and have this go all the way up to the ceiling. So you can get some more depth and a sense of us like exploring the space a little bit more, going around things, checking each of the shelves and whatnot. And there can be more shelves than what I've drawn here because, you know, we need to move them around as well. So it's just an idea for how we can rearrange those. We'll have to sync up with DEF CON to get that adjustment to happen. But I think that would do a lot for like scraping or pulling that information back. You like the rock pillar idea? It's just it gives you some more depth, right? And maybe some structure to work with. Because you can, when you come in, where are we at here? When you come in, that pillar would be like right here. We could put another one. So if this is like, let's imagine this pillar is here, right? And then you can go around it. The back wall is further forward or closer to you. We could put another one here. And that just like connects to the ceiling. And then you have some really interesting stuff that maybe lighting can play with, or we have stuff to put ventilation around. And then this type of language kind of gets supported with what's happening here. Like we have this object. So this is more about like pulling the space in. Like all of this stuff back here, we probably don't need any of that. Like we could bring the stairs here. But what I was going to say is like just do the rocks first. Like get your rock materials sorted. Yeah, use directionality on the rocks. It can help a lot. Like, see, this formation type stuff is really cool. But like, for example, this, we don't need this. It's interesting, but it's more stuff you're going to have to solve. You have to solve like what this setup is. And, you know, this could all be pulled in. Once you've finished the rock module, you can pull all of that in and just do like, right? Let me think what else I was going to say. So all this can just be part of this big structure of the main wall. And the nice thing about that is it doesn't really require too much from you as far as like adjustments for scoping. And then it's just a matter of like rationalizing all of these surfaces. I guess you would probably need to build this, or someone needs to build this. And then it's more of like propping detail. You're probably going to do decal stuff on the ground as well. That kind of tells you things. Pablo, what's up, dude? How you doing? Pablo, what was the thing you're working on right now? I know that you just came back from vacation, so it's no stress. I'm just curious. The computer, right? Yes, you're working on these. Yeah. Did you? Let me pull it up because it was looking pretty cool. Was looking pretty cool. Oh, I see your, Darson, I see your message. I'm watching without being signed in. Okay, I got you. Oh, now you're signed in. Right, that is you. Yeah, you need to figure out what the decals will be going on in there. Yeah, for now, I would just, like, you come in and you basically just need to understand what the space is, right? So I don't know what this is. There's a door here. Can you go in here? That's kind of interesting. But yeah, think about what the lines would be telling you. Like safety stuff, as well as like, Steen, it might be, I don't know. We're going to look at it here in a second. But yeah, you would just think about the logic for how this stuff is put together. Like maybe we need a circular one, in which case Jamie can make us a mesh that's using the same texture. It's just UV'd to like a strip that goes all the way around. And then thinking logically about the like how everything's put together, why things are where they're at. Like this ventilation, like I can see what you're trying to do with this, but it feels really strange how exaggerated it is. Like normally this would just go this way and then all the way down and then in, right? Instead of zigzagging a lot, because then you end up using a bunch more unique pieces in real life, which is costly. Yeah, and then we need to figure out like what's the setup here, what's the logic with how is this space used, what is the logic for how this location is utilized by the staff. Because I can see there's some thought going into like what these computers are, and like there should probably be servers down here as well that are helping with like storing of information. I guess the servers are in here. I think they are in there. Yeah. But see that room? I don't know if you need that room. Like instead of tucking the servers away in the back, I would use them to help you fill out this space. All right, cool. But yeah, okay, computer. So this is what the block out of the computer looks like. And it's all kind of wired together. I think in the last stream I gave a little bit of feedback on the computer. Or maybe I just did it in the Discord. Let me see if I can find the computer here. Oh, right. We have some other props that are being made. I'm going to just bring in this one. The momentum is real. I can feel it now. So Max B. There we go. Max B and CG DJ. I'm just going to start calling you DJ because I feel strange every time I say that out loud. It feels awkward to say it. So Max B took a pass on the pipe kit and noticed some blueprint issues, but it's mainly like with non-uniform scaling of blueprints. You're going to get some like offsetting going on. But the whole kit's kind of put together. I just need to fly around and see what it looks like. Actually, I wonder, is it in the garage? Where am I? It is in the garage. Hey, dude, nice. So this kit can be used all over the place. We can go pretty wild with this thing. I think it's actually used in here as well. Hang on. You go in here. Nice. Whoa. What is going on back there? Dude, the dust motes are ghosting, so they look alive. Dude, wild. Anyways, some pipage. Look at that. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff going on in here we need to look at, but here's the scaling issue, the non-uniform scaling that's causing some like alignment stuff. But the materials look pretty nice. Details look good. Holds up pretty nicely at this scale, like right in your face. Really good. There's a seam there, I think. Am I crazy? Yeah, I see a seam. It's probably the detail normal. But cool. Nice to see that. And then we've got DJ. You sent 2 screenshots of, oh, thank you. Wait, where did you send them? Oh, I see. Cool. Okay. And then DJ is working on a corkboard where we can put like notes in different formations. I was talking about it, being able to do it in a bunch of different ways. So this can be used in many different rooms, and then we can prop it with different formations of paper so that it feels like CG DJ. That kind of makes it a little easier to think about it that way. You can use the paper in a bunch of different ways to simulate a bunch of different boards. I think those are baked. Let's see. Yeah, they're baked. Just because you can nanite them doesn't mean you should nanite them. I think they still cull pretty nicely with the way that they're set up. Then the other one, Pablo. So it's tileable mixed with baked. That's a good question. I kind of want to look and see. Let's do that really fast here. I think it's D20. Props. Yeah, these pieces. Dude, that looks dope. Look at the text on there too. Let's take a look. Let's take a gander. So it looks like it's uniquely baked. It's a 4K texture too. Oh, it's displayed at 2K. So there's a tileable at the top and then another tileable. So it's like trim sheets and then some bakes. It's pretty sneaky. So trim sheet approach and then baked details below. That is definitely a way to do it. And then we have our ORM mask. Nice. I think it works pretty well. It's staying quite consistent. It's interesting about the gold part here too. Is that just in the... See, the interesting part as well is this one texture, or this set, right? Because you've got diffuse, an ORM, and a normal, is being used for every piece. So every piece is using the same texture. Yeah, so this one's even using the same setup. How do you even pack it like that? You would just tile. Like if I go in and where is that at? This one's probably the best one to be looking at. Like, how does that even work? Everything in the texture at the bottom is uniquely unwrapped, and then these are tileable left to right. So it's like 2 trim sheets and then some uniquely UV'd pieces. And then those uniquely UV'd pieces are reused on everything, right? So if we go in, I think I can just UV 0. Yeah. So you can see how this is set up. Unique pieces, and then the pieces are unwrapped for the macro metal here. It's pretty crazy to see, actually. And I think these strips here, these rings, are actually modeled here. My guess is because you want the bake. Let me see. Yeah, so there's a bevel bake there, and there's a bevel bake there. No, there's no bake there. That's a weighted normal, I think. Yeah, that's just a actual bevel. So these bevels are baked. This one might not be. Oh no, there's a bevel there. Interesting, but it looks like it's a hard edge. There's some like little bits of issues in the bake as well. I probably need to look at, but that's getting pretty close. I don't think you notice it really. It's a hybrid trim. The escalator tutorial, a classic. It's a very old school approach, because like it was just better to load one texture in back then. But yeah, the other thing that's really hardcore is sometimes we would make so we make this tile left to right, right? So if I do it like this, you can have it tile this way. Oh man, come on. Tile this way, right? And then we would actually make these tile so it would go this way and this way. And you're like, how the hell does that work? So the texture tiles, where these pixels end, they would technically continue in the way that the pixels are set up. And then all you'd have to do is, like, let's say you've got geometry going along this surface, and then you cut it here. And in that cut, you take the geo and bring it back up here in the UVs to tile it back down this way, or to map it back down this way, or you would add the seam there and mirror it back over. This is how you get those mirror lines in like really old school games on materials. Is you'd see a mirror, but it's actually you're just trying to reuse and tile inside of a texture that has multiple tilables. It was a wild time. How do you even prepare the texture like that then? So you can see this looks like it's about half of the texture. It looks like it. I could be very wrong. So the texel density, if you're thinking about texel density, this is half. So texel density wise, lengthwise, it's correct, but it's half the resolution height wise. Celestial, how you doing? Hello, hello. But it's just like trim sheets. You allocate trim sheet space and you try and pack everything else in the smaller area. Yeah, I think we're doing pretty well. But that kit looks pretty good. Looks pretty dope. Okay, now for the computer. Pablo, this is Pablo's work on the computer. The feedback that I had, the bevels look better. I think I don't know if this is the baked version, but this looks cool. I would say that the cables were too thin and just maybe like pumping those up. And then after you're happy with this, is to separate these pieces out in other setups. So like you'd have a setup that's this, and then you'd have like this would be one prop, and then you'd have a prop that is, can I draw on here? I think I can. Draw mode, Control-Shift-E. There we go. So you'd have this as one prop, and then you'd have a prop that's the keyboard. You'd have a prop that's the mouse with maybe like the wire just doing this. And then we have the tower, the drives on the side. You would just make one of them, and then the monitor. And you just have all those separate, and then you can just move them around in combination with also having the one asset where it's all combined. Because this will allow us to fill up like storage, you know? Bleh. Let me see if I can show you what I mean. So in here, there's a need for storage, right? So we could have a shelf with a bunch of computer parts and whatnot. But if we go back, oh man, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. If we go back over here, oh man, there we go. Maybe not these shelves, but we need to give you a reason to explore back here, of course. But you can see in this space, like this space could be storing a bunch of computer parts and stuff like that. And then anytime we have desks, we can have different setups or computer parts or anything just kind of laid out, or extra drives, or maybe someone has 2 monitors. Yeah, I think the mouse being separate, like I was doodling, I think is fine to have it with the cable just kind of looped around. Because then it's kind of like when you have a spare mouse, right? You just have it like the wires all bundled up and whatnot. You could have it cleanly bundled up, or like we could just have no wire and it's just a mouse. Only we would really know how weird that is. Oh my gosh. Dude, my allergies been kicking off. It's wild. But cool. Freaking hell yeah. I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave that there. Same every summer, dude. It's something about right now is hitting a little harder than usual. But Darson, I think what I would focus on is let's do it like this. Rocks. And then we would have layout of the space, sync with DEF CON to sort out the puzzle layout. And then while you're working on the layout of the space, logic for the space. What's where? Why is it there? Decal pass or propping decals. And I don't know if you want to do the propping and the decals, but for now, just focus on these top three. Rocks, layout of the space, sync with DEF CON on puzzle adjustments. And then logic of the space. What is where and why? Like, where would the servers be? Where would the computer desks be? How is the catalog area this puzzle? How is it used? What would be around it? That type of stuff. Oh, sorry. I'm assuming too much. 2D. Because you can move faster to solve that if you just have to draw it from like a top down, right? Or doodle. And then you can present that, and then we can go, yeah, and then you can prop. That way you don't waste time propping and then find out, well, it's not wasted time propping until you find out that it's not what makes sense. You know what I mean? So by doing a top-down 2D logic map of the space, you can explain it and then get, I guess you could show me and just be like, does this make sense? And then we can iterate on that maybe once or twice, and then we go. But yeah, cool. I hope that got you what you needed. I need to go to the other branch. Discard changes. I don't need to change that. I want to get Martin's material in there, see what it looks like. I just realized, Jolin, there's going to be a conflict because the UVs that I was changing on the floor pieces happened in the set dressing version. And I'm about to do it in the right area. Dude, man, thank you for the resub, man. 57 months. Freaking wild. What is that? 57 months? $4.75 Freaking crazy. Martin's got like 107 months. $8.9. Dude, that's crazy. That is freaking wild. Man, that's wild. Oh no, it looks like you had brought them over, so I think we're okay. So I might be safe to work on this without any problem, Jolin. Structure, floor access point, Boop. There we go. He did sync yesterday. Cool. Nice. We got lucky. Okay, I'm going to grab... I have no idea if all of these are being used, but I'm just going to open all of them. Not scary at all. Oh, right, and the rail materials there too. Okay, materials, concrete, plain. Oh, and it's in the master materials. Do I need to move these? Or should I not move these? They're material instances, but they're in the master materials folder. Oh, I guess it's... These feel wrong. The tech artist will form an alliance to hate you. Oh, man. Not like this. Oh, I saw one with wild UVs. Where was that one? This one. Is that one not being used, maybe? I'm just going to manually save each one of these because reasons. Yo. Oh, yeah, dude. Look in the shadows. That's dope. Dude, I'm looking forward to some of these lights being turned on for shadow casting. I think that'll do a lot. So yeah, when you come out of the locker room now, you're greeted with this sign. Are you up to date? You're pretty sure you moved those? Moved what? I am definitely up to date. Yeah, no, I definitely, I got latest on all of the things. I mean, maybe, hang on. Do I need to get latest on the material branch? Turning cog, that sounds about right. Like a bit of a control vibe. Pretty sure it got merged to all branches last night. Okay, so then these look like they did not. Interesting. Okay, we might have to look into that. But yeah, cool. What time is it? It's 9:30. I'm going to save. What is this? That's not saved. Okay, yeah, we don't need to save that. I'm going to close this. I'm going to submit these in access point, materials updated. So fetch. Commit. Push. It's 2:30 p.m. Is it for you? 2:30? Set dressing. Can you share the pure ref on Discord? Oh, this one. Why don't I just screenshot this for you? Or I see what you mean. Yeah, I can share it. I can see why that would be valuable. I'll drop it in the chat after the stream. The strum. Yeah, so the space is supposed to be like an access point to all the other warehouses. It is deep underground. And I guess one of the places you can think of is like, if you think about the bunker in Stranger Things, I think it's season 2. It's kind of like that. Or if you think about Control or anything SCP related, it can kind of be in that same territory. So the floors will not be the same in here because that needs to get migrated over now. But we're in set dressing. And I want to go in here and set dress. Don't tell Ben. Trying to think what I would like to do here, though. Set dressing, warehouse 2. Boop. Yeah, so these are just individually placed. So we can... These need to be blocking you, right? So let's think about that for a minute. We'll do this. And then... boxes. We also have decals for the crates, which is a little... Hello, dear crates. Nice. So I can... Oh, come on. Come on. There we go. I can drag this in, right? And then if we copy and paste it, I can grab F decal and place it there and then get some decals on it. These are, of course, separate, and we should probably group them up through like templates or something. Oh no, I can't freaking select the decal. Problem for another time. We can strategically place those things. But for now, yeah, this floor. Yeah. You approve. Did I try pressing T? Oh, let's look. Why is that a thing? What does T do? Opacity selection? I understand why it's a thing now. In case of like particles and whatnot. I understand. So we can take stuff like this, put this here. Oh, I can, Grim, you worked on these, right? I noticed some weird things. Like, this stuff. Or like this board. Which one is this one? This one's F. It's because it's not using the correct UV channel? Oh, so it's my fault. Damn it. Dang it, man. Okay, well. That's how we learn, I guess. This is the RGB channel, not the tileable. All right, that is good to know. I can update that on the on plastic. Whose fault Who else's fault would it be? You're the captain. I'm the captain. I like it. I'll take it. Anyways, I'm not too scuffed about the decals right now. So it's a big container. We got this like smaller one. What's this one? That one's small too. Cool. Okay. Let me think about this. So if we take this, copy it, paste it here. If I drop this, what's the, oh, I don't have that freaking button. I have a wild keyboard. So I'm going to use those boxes to give me a footprint that I can work with. Just do that type of stuff. We won't worry about that gap down there. Shh, don't tell anyone. We can take, maybe I can take this one and rotate it. Doesn't need to be perfectly organized. We can take this one, place that on top. And then we can take, let me think here. I might need to actually, just gonna think about this for a second. I'm gonna take this one, go back like this. Okay, now we have a general footprint. I can work with this. So this is still a blocker, right? By these being close together. It doesn't need to be fully solid. We can place this maybe here, maybe go this way. Can place this one here. Something like that maybe. And then we can put this one here. And then this one here. It's like a weird puzzle. I can take this one and put it here. Yes. Yes. Okay, and then we'll turn this off. Just kind of rotate these around. Cool. Okay. We're getting some variety. Nice. Okay, so we can take this, and this should be placeable. Am I just grabbing all these correctly? I'm sure there's a better way to be selecting these. Then we can rotate this around. And that should be able to go in there without issue. Nice. Gets us some breakup. Grab some of these. Let me think here. These big ones don't fit in here, do they? You can put these like this. Raggedy, what's up, dude? How's it going? What's good? Put this one here. Maybe like rotate it like this. So it's like a book. Place a couple of these. Place this one. Rotate it like this. Nailed it. Yeah, because once it gets this high up, it doesn't necessarily matter. It just needs to be visually blocking. Oop. Man, I always forget about these, the mouse controls, where you can be moving these around. See, by having these like variations in distance as well, it's just going to read a little bit more interesting. Oh, I missed your question. Hey, I missed my question. Can you check if the normals are being recalculated? Some of them have weird shadows. Ah, they might not be. Let's see here. Nanite support. Where the freak? Where the heck, man? Recompute normals is turned off on this one at least. Build settings, it should be. You're talking about, yeah, this one. Was there a specific one, though, that you noticed that with? Mid-size ones. So like this one, for example, this one. Normal. Is that search if I like select all of these? Let me see here. If I do like this, open all of these, type in normal. Nope, it does not save the. No. I think it's just the UV thing being incorrectly matched. If I had to guess. I feel like this might need to be higher. Because one thing that we really need to do when it comes to the propping in this space, is to really make it clear how to read the space. And if it's too open, it gets really difficult to see what you're looking at. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can get this to, and then I can show you. So like if all these are stacked up, like without too much stacking, you can see all the way back. And it's trying to figure out how to get that so that you don't have that problem. And you can see we have a little bit more room here that we need to fill. And that could just go like this. So you get that variety. Yeah, that's the other thing is like, if it looks like this is out here, if I put another one here, you're going to think you can jump up and climb on this. We don't have any jumping. So that kind of helps. But it's definitely something to think about. And I don't actually like that flipped around. Felt a little weird. But yeah, so I'm just kind of moving this stuff around. Let me know if you guys have any questions about this stuff. See, I can take all of this. Wondering if I should group it with a blueprint. Seems like it would make sense. Because if I right click and then we level, create pack level actor, center bottom, yes. Where are we at here? I mean, levels, pipe, D20. What? Blueprints? Is it in here? Prefabs? Oh, but it wants to save it as a map. I'm going to put it in there because it's associated with the prefab. We'll see if Jolan or someone in chat stops me. Yeah, there is not a jump. There is not a jump. Create collection A. This is a, hang on. Okay, I'm going to right click. Nice, turning cog. Okay, we're going to go to blueprints, prefabs, packed level actor. And then we're going to save the blueprint in prefab. All right, there we go. Very nice. So we have this now as a group. which means I can go in and add it elsewhere. The level is locked. Wait. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so now I can take this and place this here. And if I need to make a change, I can edit this, rotate this, add this one here, and save, and it'll update on this one. Yes, cool. Cool. Love it. Freaking powerful. Okay. Dope. Dope. Now that one is saved. This one down here needs to get saved. Wait, what's the name of this one? Okay. Okay. Wah. Nice. Got them all. Create pack level. Yep. Prefab. B. Nice. Oh, right. And then it goes all the way back up there. So I need to double click on this to dupe it. Wait. Why can't I select this? Why can't I select that? Whoops. It is in a different... Is this a good use scenario? I actually... Karim, I have no idea. What I do know is this is not... Where is this at? I don't understand. Lighting? Probably not lighting, dude. I just turned all the lighting off. Like, what is this in? No! What is this in? I don't understand. None of these are unlocked except for set dressing. In Warehouse 2. Did it somehow get moved? Collection. This one. How is it locked? I couldn't have placed it in a layer that was locked, no? Is it because... Oh, that would be weird. So, Karim, in GitHub, there is no locking. Like, checking out stuff and locking it is not a thing. So you can like save over someone's stuff if you're not careful. I'm confused as to what. Yeah, so in this build that we're looking at right now, this is all in GitHub. I don't know where this is at though. This is kind of weird. Is there a way to check from here? Because I see it right here. It's an anomaly in the facility. Dude, it's not real. Do you guys know if there's a way to check which... what it's in? Because I can see it's not in anything, no? No, it says it's in... No, it's not in anything. And I can't click it. That means it must be in this. There it is. Jeez. So it somehow got placed inside. Wild. That wasn't confusing at all. That was kind of painful to my brain. Right, so I think we're getting somewhere. Like, that feels kind of cool. You're going to go to bed? Dude, have a good evening, man. Thank you for hanging out. Okay, I didn't change any of those, so we should be good. We can see if we make these more solid in the detail, where you won't notice the space won't be as busy, if I say it like that. You read it as UE peeps. That's amazing. That's so good. Dude, once things calm down here, I need to finish playing Elden Ring, and I will probably stream that. I'll probably only stream it on Twitch, but yeah, I plan to stream that. Elden Ring. This feels pretty cool. It does make me wonder what this would look like with a light near it. I won't submit any of this, don't worry. Oh yeah, dude. That's cool. And then we put some signs on there. Have I tried Mortal Shell 2? No. I mean, Elden Ring's actually my first game like its kind. I've not really played much of those games before, so I just got a hold of a buddy gave me a copy of his game he released, the Bond game from IO. Looks dope, man. I look forward to checking it out. Dude, look at the resolution of this mask. I wonder if we need to be getting some detail masks on there to break it up. Oh, before I go, I can show you the site I'm slowly like working on, because there's a thing in here. What is it called? Variation masks. This one. So this is really handy if you want to like improve the resolution or the perceived detail of your masks without like increasing the resolution of the texture. I'll drop this in chat. Yeah, Bond's pretty cool, man. But yeah, you can see even in this one, 1024 mask, 1024 mask with the variation mask on top of it. You can see how it's adding all that nice breakup. And the really nice thing is this one is taking the same mask and making it 64 instead of 1024. And then adding the same variation mask on top of it. And you can see the resolution difference isn't all that much between the two. Pretty sick. Can save a lot of memory when it comes to that. Just over the course of like a larger project. You can see here 2K with variation mask, 64 with variation mask. And the variation mask is it's just this texture that I was using, which is a moss height map. Anyways, I digress. It is time. Dude, if you have any ideas for stuff that you want to put in there, let me show you. You don't have to have a login to add an entry. And I made it so that there's a pretty nice editor in it. So it's very much like Medium or similar, like a text editor. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I think it's a cool thing that has a interesting future. Like as it grows and scales. You'll stew on it, dude. Stewage. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. I will upload the pure ref. I'll upload the pure ref to the production chat and tag you, Darson. Yeah, no, it's been good. Thank you guys for hanging out, and I'll see you on hopefully Sunday. It's the plan. We'll see what time I get back, but the plan is Sunday. We will stream more audit work. All right, thank you again, guys. Talk to you later. Enjoy the tunes, and I'll see you on the Discord. Bye, guys.